Hey, good afternoon. I'm James Crouch. I'm the product manager for agriculture at Alliance Tire, and we're here today in sunny Ames, Iowa, doing a little traction test. We've already run a test with 3 different standard radial tires, 3 competitors. We're about to see how they stack up to the Alliance Agri Star II. This is our newest and best. We got a 480/80 R50 rear and a 420/85 R34 front for all the different brands that we're looking at today. Basically, we got a 1,000-foot lane here that we're running. We have a 330 horsepower 7R tractor. We've got a 38-foot field cultivator behind it. We're gonna drop the cultivator in the ground and we're gonna run 1,000 feet. And we're gonna measure things like slip, fuel economy, fuel efficiency on the road. We're about 5 miles from the host site. We're also looking at footprint size as well as compaction, just to see how everything compares. What we're really trying to learn from the Agri Star II is we're really trying to understand how it performs both on the road when it comes to fuel efficiency and fuel economy, and then tractive efficiency in the field. So we know we have a nice wide tire with a nice deep footprint. We want to put it in the dirt, put it under a load, and actually see how it stacks up against the market leaders. So managing the test from our side, I have responsibility for the test overall. We also have Aaron and Steven, who are our field engineers. They've been absolutely fantastic when it comes to actually defining what we're gonna do. Like I come with the idea of here's what we want to learn, and they figure out how we're going to do it, and they've done it very, very well. We've also got support from our field guys. We got Dallas Ransom, he's our field specialist for agriculture. He's been absolutely key in getting all this together. AgriBrink is our host. This is his tractor behind us. We've got his central tire inflation system on it. He's helped us out from everything from the ground up. And then we also have CFI, Commercial Farm Industrial there in Des Moines, Iowa. They're helping us out with all the tire changes, so really appreciate it. We couldn't do any of it without every party involved. Yeah, so the ultimate goal here, and while we're going through all this work and spending all this money, is to create something that we can tell to the farmer about how our tire actually performs in the field versus the leading market competitors out there to see how we stack up. But at the end of the day, we're gonna sit down in the hotel tonight and just look at the numbers and try to understand what all these numbers mean. So try to build it into something that we can actually market. So get a little bit better understanding about exactly how our tire performs in the field, in field conditions, in the middle of Iowa versus the leading market competitors. So cross your fingers, we're gonna run the Agri Star II next. Aaron and I have had a chance to sit down and kind of look at the numbers and just wanted to review what we found.
Yeah, so we have 4 standout categories that really stuck out within our testing. The first being our Tractive index. So this is the infield slippage that we did our 1,000-foot pass and measured the number of revolutions and the distance traveled by the tires. And what we found is that our Agri Star II is at our 100-point benchmark, and the other radials in the market are standing at 97, 93, and 91. So between us and the bottom radial, which we tested, we are at almost a 10% difference in better performance out of a Tractive index.
All right, Aaron, so you're talking about Tractive index. What does that actually mean?
So when we're talking about a Tractive index, it's actually a measurement of the amount of slippage. So if your slippage is too high, you're going to spin the tires across the ground. That leads to, blocking out some of the porous material that's on the top of the soil. That means less water penetration, air penetration into the soil.
And with that also, it reduces your fuel economy, right? Because you're basically spinning the tire without moving forward.
And that's the other part of it, is going to be your fuel consumption will go up because you're doing more work with the tractor and not getting as much distance out of it. The second part being you will be covering a greater distance with the higher tractive effort that you have. And in that, you'll increase the efficiency, the amount of land that you're able to cover and work through the soil more efficiently.
You guys also looked at fuel economy as a standalone test parameter, right?
We did do an on-road fuel efficiency study, and that was across a 5.5-mile distance on-road travel. With that, we put our Agri Star II, it was a top performer as our 100-point benchmark. The other leading radials in the market are at a 98, 96, and 84. So we saw a pretty big discrepancy based on tread pattern, the width of the lug, the amount of contact surface area, had a significant impact on the fuel efficiency of your tractor as it's going down the road.
So that's a pretty good gap between the Agri Star II at a base 100 down to what you said, 84 on the index. So what do you think could cause that much of a difference in fuel economy on the road?
Well, so one precaution that we made to make sure that we were getting consistent data was hooking up a GPS system to the tractor to follow throughout the day. So when we review this data, there are discrepancies of between 10 and 20 seconds between each run. We don't know why it would have had such a significant influence, but it could be anything from, the lug angle, the amount of contact, the rolling resistance of the tire that's inherent to the tread pattern. All these things affect the efficiency at which the tractor is able to move across the ground. If it takes more work for the tractor to do something like that, then you're consequentially going to use more fuel while you're on the road.
So at the end of the day, even if it's not an 84, even if there was some error there, let's give it a 10-point swag, and let's say it was a 94, it's still at a disadvantage versus the AgriStar II.
Absolutely, and that 4-point difference makes a huge impact when you're traveling long distances on the road. If you are operating where you have a 100-mile radius, that just starts to compound on top of each other. 4% of your fuel consumption is a pretty significant portion that you can save just based on the tread pattern alone.
So with the AgriStar II, we do have an intentionally designed pattern there with a really nice 45-degree tread bar. I can't answer exactly why it does better with fuel economy than a competitive tire. I just don't know. But I will say that we designed it to where each lug leads into the next lug, so you really don't have any skips or unnecessary movement there in the footprint. Maybe that's it. I'm not 100% sure, but.
And there is a portion on the AgriStar II that we noticed when we put these tires next to each other where the nose of the lugs are overlapping, which gives you a nice center line, a good contact patch right at the crown of the tire. That's all in addition to the other factors which we mentioned. That could be a contributing factor to our fuel efficiency.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, we also use AgriBrink's embedded compaction soil sensors. And one thing that we're really proud of is that we didn't excel in this category, but we held our own. We had a 100 benchmark with tire number 2. We were at 99. So we were 1 percentile under in our compaction. That could be a variance in if the compaction sensors have already been run over or something, then there's differences in the soil that could contribute to a 1% difference. And we're proud to say that, with some of these premiums, we're providing, the same level of compaction or lower compaction than the others in the market.
So with all the testing we did, we went through rigorous testing. We checked every box we could. We tried to remove every single variable possible. And the goal of this was to make sure the AgriStar II did exactly what we say it's going to do. And it did. We weren't looking to exceed the performance of our competition by 20-30%. That's not the goal. Really what we want to do is perform at least as good as them. And I think the results show that we actually perform a little better than our big name competitors. But we want to do all that at a very good value. So our price point tied to our value proposition of the technical results that we've got shows that we are exactly where we need to be in the market. And also, just to further reinforce our position here, we have a 10-year warranty, workmanship and materials with the AgriStar II. The proration is the best in the industry, 5-year stubble damage and field hazard warranty as well. And we have the assurance pledge. So the 1-year assurance pledge with all AgriStar IIs, you try the tire, you have somebody put the tire on, run it for a full year. And if you don't like it for any reason, we'll take it back. We'll reimburse full retail price. So we stand behind our product.
What we've proven here is that people who are charging premium for their tires, the AgriStar II is performing to the same level or a little bit above. And I don't think you can go much without saying that, when you're cutting down the price at a significant cost and providing the performance of a premium radial, it's a home run.
And if you want to learn more about the AgriStar II, check out our website or contact your local dealer.